This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
Hey guys, it's Milan Lucic jumping on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Okay, back to hockey.
Yeah. Vancouver Giants, 2007 Memorial Cup. I definitely remember that one. Take me back to that.
You know what? It was awesome because we had just lost Game 7 double overtime to Medhat. So you know what? We had a huge chip on our shoulder, right? We were really pissed off that we came up empty-handed. Not to mention, in 06, we dominated, won the WHL, and then we go to the Mem Cup in Moncton. We lose in the semifinal, and then we go to the final in 07, and we lost double overtime in Game 7. Can you imagine losing that way? It fucking sucks. So we had a huge chip on our shoulder. Okay, we're not going to waste the season. If we're going to fucking, if we're going to come out of this year, we better come out with something. And lo and behold, we get Medhat in the final of all guys. And they beat us in the round robin. So they're technically the home team in Van that night. And then I remember I was like, oh man, this is great. Especially for me being from East Vancouver. I started playing hockey at the Agrodome, which is right beside the Pacific Coliseum. It's on the same P&E grounds. And that's the same place where Miracle was filmed. Same place where, My Endless Love with Happy Gilmore. That's the Agrodome. That's where I started playing hockey. And you know what? It was an afternoon game. I remember going there, and Don was so big about us being like a team. He made us bus to all the games because we lived in Ladder-Tawasin, and he wanted us to bus there. And Don, what he used to do was he used to drop us off 2 blocks. Every time we were on the road and we bussed, he used to drop us off 2 blocks before the arena, even if it was snowing, because he wanted us to walk off the bus legs. And I remember he dropped us off at the bottom of it wasn't even Hastings, it was the one McBride or whatever the hell it's called. And we used to have to walk up, and I remember there was a couple guys tailgating ready for the game, and it was so rowdy. First, I think it was one of the first and only times the Coliseum was 16,000 full. And then game started, the shift happened.
The shift. How often do you ask about the shift?
A lot, I get asked about the shift a lot. And I tell everyone, if it wasn't for the shift, I don't think I would have, won the MVP or even made the NHL that very same summer. But, like I said, shift happened, win the game, championship, all that type of stuff, having a good time, all that. It was, it was such a dream come true. It's such a blur, and it's such a great time at the same time. And I'm just so grateful that I got to do what I did as a junior player in my hometown, because you know what, it honestly was the best. People used to just we averaged I think 9,000 a game, which is crazy for junior. Crazy. It was crazy. And it was such a great experience, especially being a kid from East Vancouver, playing in East Vancouver. It was nothing gets better. It's you can't even write it in a story better than the way that it happened,
Yeah. Hey, Mike, these guys are here to ask a question. We got guests coming on here to ask you a question. They're part of the Coquitlam Express. They just want to ask you a question. You're okay. What? I'll bring you.
And they're both. They're both actually they're both Serbian as well, Milan. So they both want to come on and ask you a question.
And we asked them the question. I'm like, who would be your dream guest to dinner? That's one of the questions we're going to ask you too. But their answer was Milan Lucic, and we're like, holy fuck, we got him coming on right next. So you want to come back and ask? You want to come back and ask a question? And they said yes. So they're just going to ask you a question. You're
tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes. Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.